Hi everybody, I am going to demo how to create a module within Canvas. So I went ahead and prepared for it by first of all creating all of my content ahead of time in terms of text and readings, PDFs, videos, etc. So everything is ready to go, and here I have all of the content for the different pages within my module. This is based on a course that I designed with an instructor at the University of San Francisco. So in order to create a module, you would first of all go ahead and click Create a New Module. Then you're going to want to give it a name. This module is called Introduction to Historical Critical Method. Just going to copy that, paste, and add that. So here I have my first module. Then I want to add an overview page. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the plus sign here, select Content Page from the drop-down menu, click New Page, and then you'll see a box down here, and you will give it a name. I just tend to give them very basic names, such as Module 1 Overview or Module 1 Introduction. I like to shorten it by using the abbreviation M for module and then the number of the module. So M1 Introduction. Click Add Item, and then it appears. And if you want to go ahead and add all of your items beforehand, that you can do it that way, or you can do it one at a time as you go. I'm going to go ahead and add them all so you see what the outline will begin to look like. The next item that we're going to add are the readings, so M2 readings. Again, some people like to add files such as PDFs, so they'll click this here, but then when you choose the file, it'll introduce it right into the module, but there won't be any context around it. So what I encourage instructors to do is to create a page, then link all of their readings into that page, and then provide context around those readings. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this and do it the opposite way. Module, oops, sorry. Add content page, give it a new name, Module 1, readings. That. The next item that I'm going to add is the worksheet. So this looks like it's an assignment. So I'm going to just notate here that it's an assignment. And then we will add an assignment. Click the plus sign, select Assignment, New Assignment, and we'll call this Worksheet 1 Historical Critical Method. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste that into the assignment name box and click Add Item. Next, we're going to add lectures. So the first lecture is M1 Lecture Hermeneutics. So now we're going to go ahead and add the, Module 1 Lecture Hermeneutics. Now what some people do is they can add one page per lecture and then embed the lecture within the page, or you could create one page that has all lectures embedded into it. So you could do it a number of ways. I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and add one page and embed a lecture, because I'll also be embedding an image that you will be able to link to. So let's go ahead and add the first page. New page. M1 lecture, put a colon in there, hermeneutics. And then the next one is going to be M1 lecture 1, contextual readings versus literal readings. And then the last one, which is M1 Lecture 2, Historical Criticism and the Ethics of Interpretation. Oops. Finally, let's look at our outline. And then we see that we have a discussion here. So that's M1 Discussion, Introduction to Historical Criticism. We're going to create a discussion page. Click the plus sign, click the download or the drop-down menu, add discussion, new topic, and just go ahead and paste it, and click add item. And that is it for our outline. So you'll notice here that you'll have different kinds of pages. One thing that you can do in order to separate these, just to provide some scannability to modules. Modules tend to get a little long, and you want to provide breaks. So what you want to do is maybe add a text header and call this assignments, for example. And then I'll drag this up, put it right before the readings. And then maybe I want to lump these under different sections. So I will go ahead and add another header and call it lectures. Click add, pull this up, put it right there. Then finally, maybe we want to create another one and call it group interaction or interactions or conversations. So we can go ahead and add another one, and let's just call it conversations. And then I'll pull that and put it there. Okay, now to go in and add content. So if you go back to the outline, you'll see that I have some objectives listed here. I'll copy and paste these into the introduction. So as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and put a return first because I'm going to embed the video up above. But if I was to copy and paste this, it's going to look normal to you. But if you click in the HTML editor, actually that looks pretty clean. But sometimes you do get content in there or code that is not clean, and that can really mess up your text and how it looks. So what you want to do is just, when you copy and paste from any other page, such as Word docs, you want to go ahead and click this button here that says clear formatting, and that's just going to remove all the nasty formatting that you brought over from your Word docs. Just click that once, and you can be assured that that formatting is gone. Now, objectives, as you'll see here, is a heading. So what you want to do is you want to give it a header. So heading 2. Canvas sees this title as a heading 1 and this as a heading 2, and it's important to remember that because screen readers, when they go through Canvas, they're going to read this first and then the subsequent headings afterwards. So if you want to be accessible, you want to make sure that you provide the proper headings and the proper formatting for the different kinds of text. Now, here we want to put in an intro video. You yourself can record yourself introducing the module, or you could write, put text in there introducing the module. It tends to be a good way to, ease the students into the module, to let them know what they're going to be expecting, what that module is about, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and embed one from a server. So here, this is a streaming server where we host videos, but YouTube is essentially the same thing. So what you can do with YouTube or Vimeo, or if you have another server at your university, you click the embed and then grab all this code, copy, and then go into the HTML editor, and it has to be HTML, and then you go ahead and paste. Click back. And there you see the video. I'm going to go ahead and center it because I prefer it that
Imagine
way.
you're holding...
Sorry. And then I'm just going to take a look at it. So here we have our embedded video and our objectives. It's a little big, but that's okay. In the embed code, you can go ahead and find different kinds of sizes, if this will let me. I guess it doesn't. It's responsive, so what that means is that if you close your page, it expands with the page. So here we have our video and our objectives. And here's an example of module intro video.
Imagine you're holding a pocket watch. You see the hands of the clock move from 3 to 4 o'clock, but you're not sure how it actually keeps time. Perhaps one of them...
Okay, and I just want to say that you're not expected to create this kind of video. I had a videographer with me, and we set this up, set up lighting, audio, and everything. And so, doing a screen capture of your face using, some kind of video capturing software is sufficient if you want to do that. Okay, so now we're gonna add some readings. So what you want to do is now you want to copy your readings, the text, and paste it into the readings. Again, click Edit, go to the Rich Text Editor, paste. Now, again, you want to make sure that you remove all the formatting. This course has, a couple of required readings. First of all, a college Bible, and that's in the syllabus. And then they provide alternatives to that. So I'm going to go ahead and format, select that, click the bulleted list to provide some formatting so it's readable. And then I'm going to go ahead and select these, provide bullets so that those are legible. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the files to this. So what you want to do to link files to text is you select it and then go to your files area, find the text that's supposed to correspond with that. Right here, College Bible Intro Readings. I click that, and it automatically includes the link. I do that for the Making of a New Testament. Find that here. It looks like there's 2 parts. I'm not sure which one's which, so I'm just going to go ahead and, for the sake of demonstration, go ahead and select them. And then that one. And that's how you create a text or a content page. You format it a little bit to add some scannability, and then you could link files to the different readings. Click Save, and then move on to the next. So here we're going to add an assignment and then link the worksheet to it. Again, you want to copy the text for this assignment and paste it within the body of the assignment. Again, you want to make sure that there's no weird formatting in there, so you clean it. And then let's format. So here we have the instructions. It's not necessary to do all caps because when you provide the paragraph header, it'll provide formatting that makes it stand out. It seems like this will be heading 3. So heading 3, and it shows some differentiation between heading 3 and heading 2. Down here you see another heading 3, specific instructions. Select that. And then take out extra spaces. It's kind of little unsightly. Okay, so here we have our headings, the body of the text, and then instructions. Instructions around the this specific worksheet, and then you want to go ahead and link the worksheet to the body of the assignment. So go back to Files, click Module, and then we want to choose the worksheet 1, historical criticism.doc. Okay, so if you want to add points or assign points to your assignment, you do that here. Let's just say this is worth 10 points, and then it's within an assignment group. However, if you have different assignments in your course, for example, worksheets, discussions, exams, any other kind of assignment that you could assign a group to, you might want to go ahead and create a new group. So we'll call this group Worksheets. Click Add Group. And then when you look in the gradebook, all of the assignments that come underneath the Worksheets umbrella would appear in that view. Display as points, submission type, because they're going to be downloading this document and uploading it, you want to select that they're going to submit it online. You know, if this was an in-class assignment, they could submit it on paper. That's what that means. So online, file upload. You can restrict the file types. I tend not to select that because people, you know, they'll have different kinds of file types that they will want to upload. You can restrict it though if you want to control that that from happening. And of course, you have the other settings such as group assignments, peer reviews, etc. I'm going to add a due date here for Friday, November 17th at 11:59 p.m. Notice that this is, you know, it gives you an entire 24 hours to deliver something at the end of the day. You can change that if you want, of course. And then if you want to have it close after that time, you can go ahead and maybe select that. So it'll close at November 18th at 11:59 p.m. Okay, click Save. And then here you have your finished assignment. You'll notice that here, if you click this, you'll be able to see the assignment page. So students could read it, review it if they want. Just waiting for that to open. This is the worksheet that we designed. So students will download this and then type in their answers here and then submit it to the assignment. This was done in Microsoft Word, so it's if you learn how to do some basic graphic design in Microsoft Word, you could also kind of dress up your homework assignments if you wanted to. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and link some lectures. So what we're going to do, and these are lectures that exist outside of the LMS. So what I want to do, just to kind of give a little bit of visual intrigue, is that I want to embed images and then link the images to the lectures. So to embed an image, click the Embed Image button, go to Course Files, Module 1, and I want to find the screen for hermeneutics. That imports the image. I like to center things. Some people don't, but I do. And then I'm going to go ahead and link this to the lecture that lives online. So I'm going to go back to my document, find the URL, and then click the link to URL. Go ahead and paste it, insert link, and save. So when you click the image, it opens up to new page. Now notice that it opened up in the same page that the course is on, which can be kind of distracting for students. So what you want to do is, it's a little bit of HTML, and if you can do it, it can be really helpful. So you want to go in here, and you find the URL code, and then click target. Click within the bracket, type target equals top in parentheses. Click save. See what happens. And there we go. It opens up in a new page. Okay, so we're going to do that for the next one as well. Click edit. Then you want to go ahead and embed the image. I think this next one's going to be, I'm not sure, let's see, contextual readings versus literal readings. It might be this one. Update, yep. And then again, we want to go ahead and add the URL. Let's find the URL for that. Insert link. We want to have it open up in a new tab. So you go here, type target equals top, and that should do it. And we're going to do one last one. Click edit. You want to find the image, Canvas, course files, module. Choose the last one. Update. Center. Go into HTML. Oops, sorry. You want to add the URL. Copy. Insert. Oops, it added it here. We don't want that. Get out of there. Insert link. Have it open in a new tab. And there you have it. Next, we're going to provide information into the discussion. I want to click edit. Go to your discussion forum question. Now, because this is the first time students are going through a discussion, the instructor wanted to put in some language about etiquette and interacting with each other, especially because this subject matter tends to kind of inflame very strong opinions, and so students sometimes have trouble, voicing their opinions when they differ from each other. So he felt the need to go ahead and put this information in there. I'm going to copy it. And paste it. I'm going to select all and just click this clear formatting just to make sure that we don't have any unwanted code in there. So again, this looks like it's going to be heading 2. This title is heading 1, so heading 2 for discussion board etiquette. And then we want to select that, provide heading 2, and then of course a numbered list. One thing about numbered lists that I want to caution you about is that sometimes instructors will just go ahead and do like 1, 2, etc. Now I just want to say that that is not accessible for screen readers, and if you're going to do a numbered list or a bulleted list, it's better just to use the rich text editor here and insert the code. So it'll insert the code on the back end, and screen readers will know that this is an ordered list and this is a list item, etc. So you just be mindful of that. Try to use the buttons up here to do the formatting for you. Again, heading 2. So same with the above as with the numbered list. You want to use the formatting provided to you by the rich text editor rather than making it bold and creating a bigger font, etc. to distinguish the headings. Just go ahead and use the headings that are here. It's fine. You'll be able to see the differences. So here we have some more questions. In order to separate that from instructions, I tend to go ahead and bullet or number, etc., so that you're able to distinguish the questions from the instructions. Like, for example, this looks like it could be another question rather than an instruction. There we go. And here we have a link to Canvas instructor guides on how to submit an assignment. Because it is a discussion, you want to allow for threaded replies, and because it is graded, you want to grade. Points possible, let's just give it 10. Assignment groups, no, not worksheets, but let's create an assignment group called discussions, or conversations rather. Add group. If you wanted to have these be peer reviewed, you could go ahead and select that. And then again, provide a due date. I'll give it the 17th. Done. Save. So there you have your discussion all formatted. If you go back to modules, you will then see the module in its entirety. To see how it would look to students, click on Settings. Click Student View. Up. I need to publish it. So students can't see it until you publish it. So what you want to do is go ahead and click Publish. It should publish everything in the module. Then go to Settings, Student View. And this is what it will look like for students when they come into your course. For Module 1, they get an eyeful of the instructor. If you're using video, they read the objectives, and then they proceed through the module. Again, when you link to files within the content page, there's a viewer that allows you to read. So students don't necessarily have to leave the Canvas interface. However, one thing about scanned documents is that I really don't recommend this at all. If you could find an alternative, please do. This is kind of unacceptable on an accessibility level. Not to mention that it's not necessarily copyright. It's allowed by copyright. So anyhow, but you get the point. You can link to files and view them within the window. One final thing about modules that I want to point out to you is you could adjust the settings in the modules so that students, so you have more control over how students proceed through the module. So you could say, I'm going to lock this until the 13th. Done. And I'm going to add some requirements. So let's say I wanted them to move through in a sequential order. Okay. And they must complete one of these requirements. So let's say, oh, that I did that one. But let's say you want them to do the worksheet, but I want them to actually submit the assignment. I also want them to complete the discussion forum, submit the assignment, and let's see if there's another thing that we want them to do. Lecture on hermeneutics, so mark as done. Mark as done. And then one last one. Mark as done. And I'll show you what that looks like in the student view. Click Settings, go to Student View, and then here you have complete one item, will unlock November 13th at 12 a.m. I can't even access it right now because I'm going as a student, I think. See, so it says the page is locked until November 13th at 12 a.m. So I'm going to leave Student View. And I'm going to change that because I want you to see what it looks like. So let's say we take that out and update module, settings, student view, and here we have it. So students need to complete at least this, and mark the rest as done. So for example, it won't allow you to mark it as done until you open it up. You move through them. Oh, I see. And here's the mark as done. You watch it, they can mark it as done. Mark as done. And this is a way of just ensuring, it's doing a little bit more to ensure that students go through the content in the module. Of course, I could go in and just kind of click mark as done, but I mean, maybe once they're here, they will be compelled to watch the video and then click mark as done. Click next, and then they must contribute to this discussion forum. So there you have it. I hope that this has been clear, and I hope that it will be useful to you in designing your prototype module. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please contact me, and I will help you and work with you to create the first module of your course. All right, thank you.